Our first stop on today's show is a quiet little lake in Georgia, where we caught up with Yamaha Marine's B.A.S.S Pro Dave Wolak.
Dave Wolak, W-O-L-A-K, Wake Forest, North Carolina. I fish the Bassmaster Elite Series, some Bass Opens, I fish some FLWs, I fish the PAA. There he is. Now it's not a giant fish, but it tells the tale. Look at that dock, look back there. That's the cast that nobody wants to get, isn't it? That's why I came in here. I saw that space, it's, I don't know, about 2 feet wide that goes back, got a cast past the bush. That's where he lives. Success in dock fishing, you know, comes in the type of dock and it comes in the type of cover, surrounding cover, the bottom content, all that stuff is important. But the single most important thing in dock fishing is getting that cast where no man has gone before. And I mean, if I was to pinpoint one thing, it'd be like, see that shadow that you can hardly cast underneath there? Well, that's where he lives every single time. Now, I came to this body of water and I could tell a lot from fishing all over the country that kind of like fishing is relative. A bass is a bass everywhere you go, and I came here and I noticed that most of the shoreline cover is permanent structure. Permanent docks, permanent seawalls. What that means to me is that there's not a lot of rise and fall in this lake. I mean, it might be a foot, 2 feet. A tremendous amount of elevation requires having floating docks, and the lakes that do that sometimes require an entirely different strategy. So when I'm coming to a place like this and I'm breaking it down, I'm finding the differences in the permanent structure. You know, simple things even. Is the dock on a point? Is it near deep water? Is it have wooden poles? Does it have metal poles? Does it have a lot of surface area that's covered? Can you get to completely underneath it? Can you skip underneath it, or can't you? Is it old? Is it new? A lot of those little things, they sound like subtle differences, but they make a big difference in if they hold fish or not. And you know, something as simple as just testing a whole bunch of them and seeing which docks they're on and what type of cover they're on. And even the water clarity in some different parts of the lake make a big difference on how they relate to that cover. So I break all that stuff down in my head sometimes before I even make my first cast. And when I get out here and I'm just going through the motions of fishing these docks, that's just putting the pieces of the puzzle together. And you know, a dock like this sounds crazy, but sometimes the difference between just the simple of a painted versus non-painted dock makes a difference. Some wick up that heat a little bit more and magnify the heat. If you have one that's black or a dark old wood, may tend to hold fish more, may tend to hold fish less. So I look at all those little subtle differences and I try to put the pieces of the puzzle together. And many times, that's all it takes is finding one little difference and you get a big one or a couple extra fish throughout the course of the day. Time to move. I got to the shadowed side of this cove, and it's kind of, in many ways, defeating the purpose of dock fishing. You're fishing the docks because the fish are seeking cover, and there's no reason to seek cover if they're already in the shade. So I'm gonna get over to the sunny side of another bay and kind of work that over and see what happens. Well, I've run this Yamaha SHO for a year now. I've had roughly about 200 hours on it. I've had it from coast to coast, and that's the truth. Lake Champlain to the California Delta, and fished at least somewhere between 15 and 20 professional tournaments, and not a single glitch. And it's performed in every way and better than I expected.
The reception has been terrific in the bass world for the VMAX SHO. You know, one of the things that we hear from anglers all the time is that their fuel economy has allowed them to go farther. They don't have to plan fuel stops in. They don't have to carry oil with them. They're really happy about not having to carry oil. It frees up space in the boat. There's more room for all the mechanical pieces that are required for power poles. You're seeing them run 2 power poles now instead of 1. It really has changed the world of bass.
We'd like to thank Dave Wolak and the folks from Yamaha for spending a little time with us today. Now coming up, we're off to the boat show, where we'll visit with Ranger boats before heading back out on the water to check out Yamaha's new lineup of saltwater outboards. While we're there, we'll also head offshore to chase schooling tuna. It's time to start gearing up for spring, and there's no better place to do it than Cabela's, celebrating 50 years as the world's foremost outfitter. Visit one of Cabela's retail stores or call our toll-free number and request a free catalog. If you're online, just visit Cabela's.com and view our complete inventory from the comfort of your home. Stay with us. We'll be right back with more from Americana Outdoors.